Convention filed a request for nomination. The Alaska Republican Party paid a $1,000 registration fee to the Alaska Republican Party for the submitted signatures. So is it 1,000 or is that?
Oh, no. You know what that's for? That is for all of the people, all of the candidates who were on the ballot at the presidential poll. They had to get 50 signatures and they had to pay $1,000 to the state party. So that's what that's about. Okay, that's something different.
That's to get on the ballot.
That's, yeah.
So difference is it'll be set, but if you're not picked, it won't be cashed.
Right, better not be.
But I remember I had to do that last year because I was a delegate, but not the national committee member. So yes.
I was just curious. Say, we're bound to vote. We're supposed to vote. What reminds you? Like, why can't you vote for somebody else? What would happen if you did that?
Well, let me just read this next section first before we answer that, okay? Delegates to the National Convention shall be elected from the delegates to the state convention. So you have to be a delegate at state to go to national.
Yes.
Delegates to the National Convention shall be pledged to support a qualified presidential candidate or be earned non-pledged delegates. We don't have any non-pledged this time because that was one of the choices at the presidential poll, but I think like 3 people in the state picked it. Okay? Delegates must support their indicated qualified presidential candidate. So if you tell us that you're going to the National Convention to support Mitt Romney, then you have to vote for Mitt Romney.
Don't break
At
the
national.
Yeah, you can't do that. So long as your preferred candidate maintains an active campaign. After the second, so like I said, if he ditches out in July, then you're free. But-
Well, I'm
but-
just curious what would happen. There's a lot of liars in the world, like everybody. So
Don't break your pledge.
Well,
Can I
I think all
pause
the
this a
other people in the
second?
delegation would
I'll tell you.
not be happy.
Do not break your pledge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will get ugly when you come back.
Yeah.
I can name people, but I won't.
Okay. Let me
How will
finish.
they take it by breaking both kneecaps?
In New York too.
After the second round of balloting, if the qualified presidential candidate to which the delegate is pledged is the candidate receiving the fewest number of votes in the previous round of balloting, the delegate is no longer required to support that candidate. So if your candidate was number 4 and didn't get very many votes, then after the second round of balloting, you are free and you then can pick one of the others.
And there will be one person who, when called on, when Alaska's called on, who will tell the chair what our vote is. And unless they're released, our vote would be, Mr. Chairman, Alaska casts 8 ballots for Mr. Romney, 8 for Mr. Santorum, 6 for Mr. Paul, and 2 for Mr. Gingrich.
Unless one of those guys drops out.
Unless they drop out. That is exactly how it will be done. It will be that vote will be recorded by one individual, and even if you said, no, I'm not going to anymore, I will guarantee you that the vote will be 8, 8, 6, and 2.
The first 2 rounds. The third
The
round,
first 2 rounds.
Third round, it
So
can change.
one person does the announcement for each state. Yeah.
So, you guys say if someone drops out, but the common thing nowadays is somebody would suspend their campaign. In that case, what happens? They just are still bound to whoever they were.
I think
suspended-
suspended means drop out.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
No, there's a rules difference.
I'll make
There's
sure.
a difference.
This is a word game last time.
Sure, we'll
But I-
check that, but it'll be clear when you get there. It'll be clear. I will tell you that last time around in Alaska, we voted so many votes for McCain and for Paul. The Paul did not drop out. Alaska voted him McCain, Paul. And McCain prevailed in the first part, so it was over with. Yes.
Say one of the candidates drops out and endorses another candidate. Are those delegates still
No.
unpledged? Or?
Unpledged.
Okay, sir?
Yeah, I was recently refamiliarizing myself with the rules, and it does say they have to be active. The candidate has to be active. Once they're not active,
Okay. good.
then you're unpledged.
Have all the instructions on protocol. We do that. Is that right, Fred?
That's right.
Ralph?
Over here?
Is there,
I'm sorry, just a second. Go ahead.
I just have one thing. What if you're lucky enough to have a relative in Tampa, you can stay for free?
Then, if you have that situation, then let them know that. But probably if all of us say that, they'll wonder, you know what I mean? But be sure you really do have a place to stay and that you really are going, okay?